Is Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos secretly battling for the future of humanity? The fight for the unknown is very strange, but the industries secretly betting on space are even more strange today. We'll tell you who they are. If you look at the bank statements and the flight logs, Jeff Bezos isn't fighting Elon Musk. He's just funding an expensive fireworks show. While the public is waiting for a fair fight, SpaceX has already turned the entire orbital economy into a total monopoly. They didn't just win the race, they took the trophy, bought the stadium, and are currently charging Bezos rent just to stand in the parking lot. Just recently, Blue Origin's brand new shiny New Glenn rocket was sitting on the pad at Cape Canaveral. Millions of dollars of precision engineering, and what did it do? It casually exploded into a giant blazing ball of fire before it even left the ground. Now you might think rockets explode all the time, right? Sure, but that one explosion didn't just delay Jeff Bezos. It practically forced him to hand Elon Musk the keys to his entire empire. To understand why Jeff is losing, you have to understand the fundamental rule of the space business, the cost per kilogram. Basically, how much does it cost to haul your luggage into orbit? Right now, SpaceX's workhorse rocket, the Falcon 9, is like a commercial airliner. It flies, it lands, they wipe down the windshield, they gas it up, and it flies again. Because they reuse the same booster over 20 times, they can launch a rocket for dirt cheap. They charge about $3,000 per kilogram. Blue Origin tried to compete by building a bigger rocket called New Glenn. They're trying to sell seats on it for roughly the same price. But here's the problem. While Jeff was spending 10 years building a rocket to compete with the Falcon 9, Elon moved the goalpost to outer space. SpaceX is currently building Starship. Starship doesn't just reuse the booster, it reuses the whole damn thing. Think about it like this. Imagine you're running an airline company, right? And every single time your plane lands, you have to throw the entire airplane into a giant blender and build a new one from scratch. That's Blue Origin. Meanwhile, your competitor just pulls up to the gate, lets the passengers off, and takes off again 2 hours later. With Starship, SpaceX is dropping the cost of space travel from $3,000 a kilogram to $50. At that point, it's literally cheaper to launch a couch into space than it is to ship it across the country with FedEx. So how did the gap get this hilarious? It's a culture clash. Blue Origin operates under the Latin motto gradatum ferociter, which means step by step, ferociously. Translation? They operate like a slow corporate committee. They do endless computer drawings, they hold meetings about meetings, and they refuse to build anything until they think it's perfect. SpaceX operates under a different motto: blow it up, see what happens, and build another one by Tuesday. When Blue Origin has a glitch, their entire company stops for 6 months to have a corporate soul-searching session. When SpaceX blows up a prototype, Elon tweets, "Cool explosion, team," because they just got millions of gigabytes of real-world data from the wreckage. It's like trying to learn how to play guitar. Blue Origin is reading a book about chord theory for 10 years. SpaceX just picked up the guitar, broke 3 strings, pissed off the neighbors, and accidentally wrote a hit song. You can't simulate real-world speed. And if you think the engineering gap is wild, wait until you see the corporate backstab. This is the part of the story that makes me chuckle. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. Amazon is trying to build a massive satellite internet network called Project Kuiper to compete with Elon's Starlink. They need to get thousands of satellites into space immediately. But remember, Blue Origin's rockets keep blowing up on the pad. So what did Amazon do? They couldn't wait for Jeff anymore. Amazon literally had to sign a multi-million-dollar contract with SpaceX to launch Amazon satellites on Elon's rockets. Think about how savage that is. Your own brother's company has to pay your worst enemy just to get his product delivered. Jeff Bezos is literally swiping his corporate credit card to fund the very guy who is putting him out of business. You can't make this stuff up. And here's the final nail in the coffin: Starlink. Even if Jeff Bezos decides to get mad and throw his entire personal fortune into Blue Origin, he's not just fighting a rocket company anymore. He's fighting for global internet utility. SpaceX uses its cheap rockets to launch its own Starlink satellites. Millions of people around the world pay Elon $120 a month for internet. SpaceX takes that massive mountain of monthly subscription cash and uses it to pay for the R&D of Starship. They built a literal loop of infinite money. They don't need Wall Street, they don't need government favors, and they don't care about competition. So yeah, the media can keep calling it a billionaire space race if they want to keep you clicking on articles, but if you look at the planes, the progress, and the paychecks, the race is over, man. Elon won, and Jeff is just paying for the gas. While Musk and Bezos fight for the spotlight, these trillion-dollar shadow industries are positioning themselves to own the future economy of space. Long before the rockets even land, everyone thinks the space battle is about rockets, billionaires, and who plants a flag first. But a real war is being fought in 3 industries nobody talks about. Insurance companies are quietly rewriting the rules around risk as space debris becomes the most expensive threat no one can see. Pharmaceutical giants are betting that space will unlock drugs that can't be made on Earth, turning space stations into floating biotech labs. And mining companies are eyeing asteroids and lunar regolith as the next gold rush, where a single rock could hold more platinum than Earth's entire supply.